Suchitoto, the old colonial capital of El Salvador, made it onto my list to visit in El Salvador as a recommendation from another traveller, and my word, what a shout this is. Last week I was in San Salvador checking out the capital city, and after 3 days I hopped on a local bus to head to Suchitoto, which was only an hour away. Let's see what I can find in this cute little lakeside town. And I'm James. I've been in El Salvador for a few days now and already love it. I booked a month trip into Latin America for the first time in 10 years, and I'm here to check out El Salvador, Guatemala and Mexico, and now we continue the series in El Salvador, in Suchitoto. Let's go. Terminal Plaza Amanecilla is the bus station for the bus to Suchitoto, so I got an Uber there, and when I arrived, the very kind staff at the station pointed me in the right direction towards the bus. Just look out for the big yellow school bus on the left hand side of the station, and the hour-long journey with a bag costs $1.50. I'd get on at the bus station if I was you, because it is free for a seat, as the bus journey gets pretty full as we go on to Suchitoto. After an uneventful journey, I arrived, and now it's time to find my hotel and take a walk. Yeah, that was a pretty painless bus ride. Hour and a half, got busy in the middle. Ooh, just fall down there. And just arrived, so we're now gonna try and find our hotel down here. Lovely colourful houses, a very colonial type town, and noise and music and people. Love it. My hotel choice is the Hotel y Cafe Ixmati, Suchitoto, and that costs $45 for 2 nights with breakfast for a private room and bathroom, and it's bang in the centre of town. Suchitoto is one of the best preserved cities in Central America and was the first capital of El Salvador in 1528. However, human activity continued continuously long before the Spanish arrived. The town has these cute little colourful houses, and I love walking past them. There's something about colourful houses that I just love. Whether it's in Nova Scotia or here, I just love the feeling of them, the aura, and just how they look. There's very few people about as I make my way to get lunch to see the Lake Suchitlán, which Suchitoto towers over. This town is very important to visit to understand the Civil War decades ago, but I'll come back to that towards the end of my video. My first port of call is a recommendation from another traveller, and this is Casa 1800 Suchitoto Boutique, and it's known for its spectacular views over the lake with a trendy chair to sit in, so here it is. The views are pretty awesome, the lunch is great, and the coffee tasted amazing. You can also stay here for a much more pricier option in Suchitoto, but with these views, it would be worth it. After lunch, I am back on my travels again, and I'm making my way to Alejandro Cotto's house. He is one of El Salvador's most successful filmmakers, and you can tour his house. However, be warned, you'll need to read Spanish to understand all the information. At $3 entry, this is a great option to learn some local history and a local who lived here until his death in 2015. Be sure to walk in the gardens and head to the back garden overlooking the lake. This has incredible views. Look at this. Wow. Right people, another gem of a place here. So I'm at Alejandro Cotto's house.
or Casa de Alejandro Cotto. It's $3 to go in, and honestly it's worth it just to see his house. But this is why it's worth it. This is unbelievable. Just look at this view. There it is, the lake. Oh, look at that. My word. What a view. I'm going to sit here and enjoy it. It's a bit hot, but I don't care. That is sensational. So, Suchitoto, take a walk down. From my hotel is about 7-8 minute walks, all flat. Get to his house. A nice lady will greet you. There's no signs in English, so if you can read Spanish, that helps. But honestly, just go in and check out this view in the house. My word. I'm going to enjoy that one.
Right now, I'm starting to feel that I've settled into El Salvador, and I feel like I'm getting accustomed to the local customs. And after the bus experience, I'm very much comfortable travelling around on public transport. What a great choice to visit this amazing country, and I'm only a few days in. After chilling in Alejandro's back garden, it's time to head back to town and the main square. Here you can find the Santa Lucía Church from the mid 1800s, and I love its white walls and decor. Entry is free, so it's a great place to reflect. Head on in. The town square has vendors selling ice cream, drinks and street food, and I headed to the streets alongside the church for a coffee at Café Flamenco, where I had a much needed caffeine boost and ice cream. It was time to return to the hotel for aircon and a shower because the heat is absolutely killing me. I'm not complaining, but I just need a break from it. What a day. Yeah, early start this morning. I was up really early at 7, I think it was. Packed my stuff up, had breakfast, had a coffee, and another Uber to the bus station, and then I caught a local bus. People piled on, there's people hanging off the doors. So that's how busy it gets. And then arrived into the beautiful town of Suchitoto, and it's an important place this because it had a huge part in the Civil War. What a place. Cobble streets, small buildings, all very colourful, a huge cathedral church in the middle of the square. You can walk all the way down one road to any cafe, get a coffee or lunch and have a view of the lake. It's a man-made lake. I think it was put in there maybe 30 years ago. And there's a dam, you can't see it, but it's further down the water. But honestly, the views are incredible. And I've booked in a Civil War tour. Not tomorrow, but on Thursday morning. I think it starts at 7, get back at 1. And this includes a bit of a hike. We get to meet some of the guerrilla posts that they used to hang out in. We get to speak to one of the ex-guerrilla people as well. And he talks to us about his time in the military, in the struggle. So this is going to be super cool. Tomorrow is going to be a chill day for me. I've overspent on my budget. And I've been quite busy. I feel like I've been up and about all day, every day, so I need to chill a little bit. But I'll definitely walk down to the lake and see it from ground level. I think there's some boats there, I might do that. We'll weigh it up. But overall, I'm loving this town. This is awesome. Kind of just giving me feels of like what is to come in terms of Santa Ana maybe, but also Antigua and then Oaxaca later on. That's further down the line. But as we speak today, El Salvador is going great. I love this place. Buzzing. As day turned to night, I got some wool for my partner Emma and returned to Flamenco for dinner and brownie afterwards. I highly recommend it. And I've absolutely loved my first day in Suchitoto. I love the feel, the vibe, the calmness, the colourful housing and the lake of course. After a great sleep, it was breakfast at the hotel, which is a classic breakfast here of beans, eggs, plantain, toast and coffee. I have booked my first paid tour for El Salvador, and tomorrow morning I'm doing a Civil War tour with Daniel at Suchitoto Eco Tours. Be sure to book in early for this tour as it sells out. The website is in the show notes, but I'll get back to that later on. I'm out for a walk to check out the rest of town and love walking around this place. My next coffee stop is Café Abuela, which is super trendy and has great coffee. You cannot not find this place, as it is yellow, huge, next to the church and very distinct.
¿Cómo estás? Morning, second day in Suchitoto, and it's bloody hot. This morning, got up, had an amazing breakfast at the hostel, and then potted around town to get some more photos and videos. Love walking around the town, cobbled streets, old buildings, love all that. And then I went for a coffee, loved it as well, great tasting coffee. They got a little coffee bag there for about $3. It's tempting, but that means I've got to carry it all the way. But yeah, maybe, might do. Now I'm walking down to the lake. It's about a 25-minute walk and it's blistering, but it's all downhill from here. Coming back would be an issue. But gonna go down there, get a view of the lake. I think it costs $1 to go in the area. And then I've got a recommendation for a lunch place down there. So I'm hoping for some great views. I may do a boat tour, but it depends how much it is. I don't know what they do, where they go, but we'll see. So today is gonna be a nice chill day, walking around town, down by the lake. And then tomorrow is going to be hiking in the morning, early start. It's going to be sweaty, it's going to be a lot of information, and can't wait to be fair. I haven't really tested that bit yet, so I want to get hiking early doors to see how it goes. So yeah, looking forward to it.
As I mentioned, Suchi sits on a lake you can walk down to, so I'm having a trek down towards there. You can also get taxis there if you don't want to walk, but I decided to walk downhill. Before you enter the park by the water, you must pay the person in the chair at the entrance $1, and this area offers boat tours, a walk-in park and restaurants. Boat tours can cost between $10 to $50 per day, depending on what you want to see around the lake, but look at these views, spectacular. This lake is actually a reservoir, and it was flooded in the 1970s to build a dam, so there are little villages dotted around this body of water. However, for me, it is a park, sitting on the bench, admiring the views with my Kindle, and getting a suntan in. After feeling peckish, I decided to check out this restaurant area. Essentially, there are 10 to 15 places to choose from. They all have people standing outside trying to coerce you in, and it can be a bit overwhelming. I looked at a few menus and picked a random one, but my word, what a choice. Look at these portions, they're huge. And look at this for just $7 well worth it. Afterwards, I decided to take one more look at the lake before heading uphill towards the town. And as I was walking, a local very kindly offered me a lift on his motorbike, so I took him up on the offer, and what a guy. There's a cafe on my list to visit, but every time I've been there, it's been closed. But this time, as I was on my way back, it was open. So it's time to dip into Café Ix Canal, and this has some of the best coffee I've ever had. 100%. The heat gets to me quite a bit, so it's back to the hotel room for a chill in the aircon before heading out in the evening. And dinner is at El Rinconcito. And this is quite a cheap option for a tourist. Around the corner from the back of the hotel. Plenty of options. I had dinner there and it tasted great. Next morning is an early alarm call as I had to pack my bag, leave it at the hotel and head across the road to another hotel to meet the G-Adventures group to join the Civil War tour with Daniel at Suchitoto Eco Tours. A 7:30 meeting and we're off in the van for the start of the tour. The tour combines nature, history, meeting a war veteran and small towns. It costs $50 per person and it needs at least 4 people on a tour to go ahead. This is quite a big tour group as I joined G Adventures, and the first stop was Sinquera, where I got a better understanding of the Civil War and why it started.
It was full of, there was slavery, highest races,
My favourite part of the tour, however, was getting the chance to speak to a war veteran from the guerrilla rebel forces of El Salvador, in brackets the left-hand side.
offensive of our war. We focused our offensive on taking over the capital, San Salvador, with our weapons by assault. Our idea was to take over the whole thing, to push the government into negotiating with us, because in the capital is where the houses of the rich families were.
Que por suerte estamos de aniversario nosotros. Yo estoy contento porque estamos en un aniversario más de algo que...
Honestly, I had 100 questions and could have sat there all day, but I got 2 questions in as the group had other questions too, and we sat there for 30 minutes. Daniel translated for us. Then we grabbed our hiking poles and headed up into the second largest nature reserve in El Salvador to visit the guerrilla camps and see some great nature along the way.
You get that water to fill up the pool with the crush plant to begin the decomposition process of it, so the active ingredient.
It was so muggy, my word. This is one of the more terrifying sights that we saw on the way.
Yeah, it's coming.
Another highlight of this tour was this view. Just look at it, come on! Now it's time to hear Daniel's heavy metal band.
Oh, that sounds really cool. That's the way up.
To reflect on a great tour, we dipped into the waterfall and chilled out. It was very serene. I absolutely loved this. It's well worth the price. A mix of meeting people, hiking, and understanding the history of this country. And thanks to Daniel and Juan, who's another tour guide with G Adventures, for making me feel welcome. It was a great experience, and as I said, all the details are in the show notes for you to check out. The end of this tour was the end of my stay in Suchitoto, as I headed to the hotel to pick my bag up, then to the bus station to catch the 129 bus to San Salvador. My plan is to stay the night to use the library for some podcasts and YouTube admin before heading to El Zonte the next day. I arrived in San Salvador quite late and stayed at the Lorenzo Hotel this time. I must say I don't recommend this place 100%. The beds were hard and it's very noisy. I did check out one of Carlos's recommendations for a local dinner and had this. Now it's time to reflect on Suchitoto as I walked to the bus station to catch my bus to El Zonte. I loved it, loved the place. The setting by the lake is serene, it's super quiet with friendly locals. The buildings are colourful, giving you a sense of history and hope. With an important past in El Salvador's history, the Civil War tour is a must, and with nature involved in the tour, you get to see and hear about both sides of humanity and the nature in question. The coffee is out of this world, there are so many cafes to choose from, and as I continue my Central America travels, you will see some great coffee, but Ix Canal will be in the top 3 100%. The accommodation here is much cheaper for much higher end options like a hotel with a private room and aircon. And finally, I just want to say I met the most amazing people here. Daniel from the Suchitoto Eco Tours, all the way to the cafe owners, to the random locals on the street. I almost felt at home, which is the biggest compliment I can give. When you plan El Salvador, this is a must inclusion for your itinerary. Get it done. And now I head off on another bus and heading to the coast to chill in El Zonte for a few days. And that will be the next episode. And I'll see you on the black sands of El Zonte. Ciao. Please follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel today, and let's go and see the world. Cheers, Hamo.